So this is how we got the car. Sorry that I don't have the process of us gutting it, because that happened at another location and we just got it here to our shop. The goal here is to get it running with whatever materials we have and whatever parts we can use that are in-house. We're doing this project basically for fun. We're not doing it with any goals in mind other than to get this body running. We're doing a dash swap. We're not putting the original dash back in. Obviously iWire doesn't do merge harnesses anymore, so we have to kind of get this done in a quick manner. And if you have a donor car, you can do this process yourself. But yeah, this is kind of what we're going with it. We're gonna put a 2007 WRX harness in it, and the whole 9, 5-speed engine, the works. I'm talking down to the T, ECU, immobilizer, all the bells and whistles from 06, 07 WRX, air pumps and whatnot. We're gonna try to get it bar legal swapped, but we don't know if we can with the EPA and everything, so we'll see. But it's already got the harness pretty much, I mean the subframe pretty much is all swapped in a WRX already. The previous owner had turbo swapped it, so we're just kind of finishing the job for him. All right, so here's an example of what not to do. As you can see, those 2 big holes, one being here. This one's okay, but he cut into the stock port right there, so that's unusable unless you re-weld it, which we're gonna have to do because this car is getting reworked. And then you got this here, which should be just 2 smaller holes instead of one big one. So we're gonna try to replicate this a little bit better in the other car. All right, so I'm not sure if we're gonna remove the sound deadening on this. I personally did not. Some people remove it, I don't. Since this is gonna be a quick build, we're probably not gonna remove it, but we'll see. You gotta remove these 2 back studs here that are sticking out. We're gonna drill 2 holes in this area right here. Some people like to do a big hole. I'm just gonna do 2. I'm gonna get my hole saw and do 2 holes right here, and then we'll do a big hole on this side for the AC unit, and then we'll get this thing fitted. So I just cut right up to where the expansion valve pretty much starts. I left a little bit of a gap just for some room, but this allows it to sit a little more flush on the firewall, because you see it was sticking out a lot in comparison to that one. So that's kind of where we're at. Where it's going to be, which kind of coincides with where those are, just a little bit further over. Like I said, you could use this and make the perfect template, which I'll probably do just to show you guys. A lot of people cut these out
a little bit more, and they cut a lip off of the dash in some videos I've seen, just to get it to sit closer to the window. I've also cut that piece right there, and that side is cut, but I don't really cut the lip off. All right, we got the heater core pretty much situated. Before we could bolt it on though, we got to get our harness ran behind it. So this harness was already completed by somebody else, and there's usually like a big white piece of plastic that's right here covering the harness. It's like kind of running behind the dash. You'll see, you can't miss it. It's kind of like a U shape. Well, we remove that and we just wrap it in electrical tape because it doesn't actually fit behind the heater core on the RS. So yeah, the GD harness right here in full pretty much runs similar to the RS harness, but that's the only piece, that center white section, that doesn't fit. So you got to take that off, wrap it in electrical tape, do what you got to do. You guys pick, and we're gonna put it behind the heater core now. All right, so I don't know if you can tell, but I roughly ran the harness to some of the areas where it should go. This kind of hangs up right here on that stud, just like the GD models. But we're mostly gonna start test fitting the bar, but we want to kind of get this in here too, just so that way we know it all fits with the bar. And we're gonna do the blower motor here in a sec. I'll show you how to mount that up, but looking great so far. All right, so you should end up with something like this, simple and easy. So we're gonna go ahead and mount that on this side first, and then we'll make the other bracket for that side after. All right, first bracket's mounted in, tightened down. It's got a slight bit of angle, but this is pretty good, honestly. It's kind of where I want it. As long as that foam is covering and touching, we're good. I want no gaps up in there. See, I kind of like squeezed it out. It was pretty good. Now we're gonna work on this side. Probably do the same thing and borrow the other bracket from my horn setup. I have so many, so that's kind of why I just decided to use it, but most people might only have theirs. Don't use yours because you need it, but just make something. Home Depot has little brackets you can buy, erector set style, old school. Because about how far off I am, I'm gonna pretty much do the same thing and see if I can't get it to sit like it touches it. Hear that knock? So it's touching, so it just has to get mounted in so it doesn't move around. And we're done. Alright, here's the bracket I made for this side. Same deal. I just cut the end off so it's not showing. And we're gonna go ahead and get that mounted. Very simple bracket to make, shouldn't take too long, shouldn't have too much effort put into these. I mean, these are plastic units as it is, so there's not much, you know, to them. Solid mount. This thing's not moving. Up here, I mean, I leave it hanging, but you can put a bolt on there if you want. You gotta kind of trim it back a bit because there's not enough thread. So if you like trim the plastic here, you can get that on, but I've gotten away with just like hanging it there, and it's pretty sturdy. With these on there, I mean, it doesn't really go anywhere, as you can tell. It has nowhere to move. So that's pretty much where I'm at. Everything just plugs right in as usual. Business as usual. That's where we're at, chat. Alright, so most of these bolts line up with the pedal assembly and the RS body. I think just one of them doesn't line up, but we're gonna go ahead and mount one to anchor it on, and then we're gonna mount the 4 in back there. So we're gonna do one here and do those 4 and get that all tightened up, and then we can mount in the rest. All right, we got one bolt anchored on there, and we got this kind of lined up to where we can just press it through. So we're gonna try and get the 4 studs through by pushing it from the other side. All right, everything's looking great. All the bolts line up, so that's good. Some of these pedal assemblies, they're a tight fit, and some of them just fit like a glove, so just be warned.
Alright, you guys, so I've test fitted the dash. This is basically how I'm running it. Everything fits nicely.